Hey, what is up, Christianology family? So we have Shannon Sharpe checks Amanda Sales on Club Shay Shay. Let's get straight to it. Make sure you hit the sub for me. I appreciate you guys for supporting me. Let's get to it.
Candace Owens, she mad at Dipper. Everybody's the problem. Oh, they tried to do this to me. Listen to what she said, and Shay Shay put her in a place. Run a clip.
And I was in the situation at Disney. I was there as the only black girl.
Okay.
And there was a whole crew. It's like 12 of us. And so I was called an N-word right there while I was there. And
let me school y'all on something. I learned this as a cop. Hear me out. People, when they leave out big major details and they generalize certain things, they're not telling the truth. When you say, and allegedly and supposedly, that's a significant thing to be called an N-word. But when you say, I'm the only black girl, a whole bunch of people there, and like I was called the N-word. No. Who called you the N-word? Was it a producer? Was it a colleague? What was the context? It's not real. So they just thought I was called the N-word. She don't even have in her mind who called her the N-word, so she's not going to bring it up. This is a tactic that I've learned. They just make up stuff.
I was also bullied while I was there because I was told that you're only here because you're black. You can't really dance. You're just here because you're black, so don't get any ideas. So that's what I'm being told by the other children. Does that suffice as racist to you, or would you want to call it something
else? That didn't happen. I put my life on it. That didn't happen to her. I put my life on it.
else? Is that just kids being mean?
The kids. So let me ask you a question. As a child, you never said anything derogatory? You was just this model citizen as a child? I mean, children. Now, we're talking children, not functioning adults. Now, if you told me as adults, parents were telling you this, or the execs or people that are in charge of Disney are telling you this, I could agree with it. But at 89, you're probably 8, 9 years of age, maybe younger.
So you have no problem with the children that were cursing out Ruby Bridges and the Little Rock Nine? Do you think that was just them being kids?
He's tired of her, bro.
Two things can be true. Kids can be kids and not function as an adult, and things can be wrong. And sometimes when kids say things, they're repeating what they heard their parents say. They don't know it's wrong.
So what about the children who are receiving it that know it's wrong? Does that not matter?
Yes.
So if I'm 10 and I'm receiving that treatment and I know it's wrong, does it make my experience of it less?
It doesn't make it any less valid. No.
So that's what we're here to talk about. My experience.
Yes.
So my experience is that I experienced that. And it was difficult. So that's the valid part of this. I'm not here to protect those people because it's irrelevant. He's like, so what are we here for? And she's like,
it didn't happen. Okay. It didn't happen. She made that up to create herself into a perpetual victim where everything she say has to go through the victim lens. And everything Shay Shay say is going to be wrong if he disagree with her because she made up a situation that probably did not exist. I don't think it exists. I don't think kids are just randomly calling the N-word. You can't just say that stuff. Even in the 80s, you can't just go around. What context would a kid call it the N-word in? They were sneaking and saying it? Come on, man.
Well, she corrects me in front of the class.
And even if a kid called you the N-word, why is it a big deal? Like, move on. Like, it's an 8-year-old. And supposedly you're a grown woman in your 20s or something like that. Why do you care that an 8-year-old is calling you the N-word? What? How does that even affect you? It's a child. It's a stupid child. How does that affect you as a grown woman? How is that even stopping your day? I mean, there's something wrong with you. If a little 8-year-old kid could say something that affects you, offends you, there's something wrong with you. Because that little child is not on your level. Because you're an adult. He's a child.
And these 3 black people are like, here we go with this racist bullshit. Because that's really what it is. We're in Florida in the 80s and the 90s. And
But let me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you think she would have felt equally as offended if a white kid, because I'm assuming the teacher was white, right? Mm-hmm. If a white child would have corrected her, I think most teachers would feel some type of way if a child corrects them.
That's not for me to surmise. I'm just saying that my experience was this lady giving wrong information.
Yeah.
And I'm allowed to correct her. Now, this is the same lady who tried to accuse me of stealing. And when a white girl said, no, Amanda didn't steal it, I did. She was like, well, I think both of you need to go to the principal.
Right.
I'm in Orlando, Florida, which is a notoriously racist state, Florida, in the 90s. And I'm talking to you about a white woman who is speaking about black people, indigenous people in a country where those same indigenous people have had all of their land taken from them by former criminals that were sent there from England. And she is calling them Stone Age people. And I, as a black girl, the only black girl in her class, am correcting her.
But my thing is, you're right. She possibly misspoke or she didn't
I
know.
guess my question to you is, why do you even feel compelled at this juncture in this interview? Why would you even feel compelled to try to
Because I don't
defend
want,
her?
because I'm not defending. But my thing is that what I'm trying to say, most adults, when kids correct them or speak, feel some type of way. This is not unique to a black, white, or white, black.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm sorry that you took it that way. But I
See, Shay is trying to put reality. Listen,
Right.
when a man starts speaking like this and challenging points, it's because he can see that all she's doing is making up excuses and playing the victim in every situation she mentions, every single time, every scenario he brings up, she's somehow a victim. And Shannon is saying, he can see it, so he keeps challenging her on it. Like, so everything is a problem. Everybody's a racist. The teacher get mad at you for correcting her. It's because you black.
remember when I was growing up, my grandparents and parents said, hey, kids, stay in your place. Adults are speaking. That's all. Maybe that didn't happen where you were from in Orlando, Florida. But where I grew up, when I grew up, kids did not correct adults. So I apologize if you thought it came off as combative.
When she said the white lady had her teacher, I said, Amanda, did it ever cross your mind that, I don't know where you from, but where I grew up, Ocho, kids never corrected a parent or an adult.
Corrected?
Yes. And that's what I said. I said, Amanda, did you think maybe because you were a child, even though you were right, the mere fact that a child corrected an adult. Now, maybe in today's time, that's fine. Maybe where in some place we grew up. But I don't ever remember being in a situation, a child couldn't even interrupt an adult conversation.
And Shannon is older than me, and that's how it was when I was growing up.
Right.
Man, you could be wrong as 4 left shoes on an 8-legged man. Man, you better not ever correct your teacher. Are you stupid? My daddy wasn't having none of that. If I went home and said, Daddy, the teacher did this, he go, no. He said, my daddy would say, no, what did you do? You didn't tell me a teacher just picking on, what did you do? Because I don't put a roof over her head, I put a roof over your head. What did you do? And then you'll be forced to have to admit that, I was yelling in class and acting up. That's what I thought. You don't talk back to no teacher. You let the teacher say what they got to say, then you tell your parents. Amanda, this is why she's full of crap, in my opinion.
You couldn't pull on your parents or your grandparents' leg and say, hey. I'm like, huh? No. So that's what I was saying. I said, maybe, Amanda, it wasn't racism. Maybe it was the fact that a child was correcting an adult.
They go on to Gilbert Arenas is funny. They go on to talk about this, and Shay was pointing out characteristics that Amanda Seals have. And Gilbert Arenas said, yeah, sound like a problem for somebody. Because she's single, right?
She's a problem.
They were talking about her being single.
She's 43 years old and single, and she's so great. Man, if you're 40, some people, damn, I'm clipping like that. Whoa. Some people are not meant to, like, have a relationship or whatever, or a husband. I get that, but she could have a husband. She could have a boyfriend, whatever it is. If she changed the way she acts, the way she talks, the way she thinks of herself, someone would be attracted to her if she fixed that type of issue. Because it's driving men away. Men don't like that combativeness from a woman. You're supposed to be in a woman's place. It's like two leaders bashing heads, clashing heads all the time at home. Which a wife is not supposed to be doing that to a husband. The wife is supposed to be following the husband's lead. And Amanda Seals does not seem like the person who wants to follow a man's lead. That's why she's single at 43 with no kids, I think.
There's people who every step of the way, and men have this instinct that we can feel it when you making up stuff, when you're being hyperbolic, or you are exaggerating something. When everybody in your
Yeah, man, everybody cannot be racist, man. Come on, it's 2024. Like, do better. Pick something else than racism. Okay, that's all we gotta say, guys. If you enjoyed the content, enjoy the video, support me by hitting the sub button for me. I appreciate you guys. See you on the next one. Peace.